Have you ever wondered what it's like to be haunted, to feel an unseen presence lingering in the shadows, always watching, always waiting? In the quiet corners of our world, where light fails to penetrate, there exist unseen entities, spirits that defy our understanding of reality. A shiver down your spine, a whisper in the wind, a shadow in the corner of your eye. These are not mere figments of your imagination, but tangible manifestations of the supernatural. These are the elements that make up the essence of a haunting. For eons, mankind has been fascinated, terrified, even obsessed with the idea of these unseen forces. We yearn to understand, yet fear the unknown. And it is this unsettling blend of curiosity and dread that we shall explore today. So, steel your nerves and steady your heart. Prepare yourself, for we are about to delve into one of the most haunted stories ever told. Our tale begins in an old, decrepit mansion, secluded from the rest of the world. This mansion, with its towering walls and an architectural style that speaks volumes of its age, stands as a silent testament to its past. Its grandeur, though now faded, hints at a time of opulence and power, while its current state of decay whispers tales of neglect and abandonment. The mansion's immense size is daunting, its many rooms filled with remnants of a time long past. The air hangs heavy with an unnerving silence, broken only by the occasional creaking of the old wooden floors and the rustling of leaves in the nearby overgrown garden. The mansion appears to be in a perpetual state of twilight, with the sun's rays struggling to penetrate the thick layers of dust on the windows, casting long, eerie shadows that play with your imagination. There's an unsettling aura that clings to the place. It's an indescribable feeling of dread that seeps into your bones, a sense of being watched by unseen eyes. Strange occurrences are commonplace here. Doors that shut on their own, whispers in the wind, cold spots in the middle of rooms, and objects that mysteriously move. A history of tragedy and despair is woven into the fabric of this mansion. Tales of its previous inhabitants, their lives filled with sorrow and misfortune, are passed down through generations, adding to the mansion's ominous reputation. The mansion, in its solitude, has become a living, breathing entity holding on to its dark past. The mansion recently found new inhabitants, a family seeking a fresh start. They were drawn to its rustic charm and the promise of peace it seemed to offer. Oblivious to the mansion's history, they moved in, hoping to breathe new life into its old bones. They planned to restore it to its former glory, unaware of the secrets it held within its walls. Little did the new inhabitants know they were not alone. Soon the inhabitants started experiencing strange phenomena, things that defied explanation. The mundane tranquility of their lives was abruptly disrupted as they found themselves in the grip of the inexplicable. Objects started to move on their own, defying the laws of physics that we hold as sacrosanct. A cup would mysteriously slide across the table. A chair would suddenly shift from its place. A book would inexplicably fall from a shelf. It was as if an unseen force was playing a game of mischief, leaving the inhabitants in a constant state of unease. The nights were no longer peaceful. Strange noises began to echo through the corridors, filling the silent dark with eerie whispers. Soft footsteps on the wooden floors, the creaking of an old door, the rustling of unseen figures moving about in the rooms. The sounds of the night became a symphony of fear, a nocturnal orchestra conducted by an invisible maestro. And then, there was that constant unnerving feeling of being watched, that shiver down your spine when you're alone, the sense of eyes on you when there's no one around. It was a feeling that you couldn't shake off, that stuck to your skin like a cold sweat. It made your heart race, your palms sweat, and your mind whirl with 1,000 unanswered questions. But it wasn't just the physical manifestations that were disturbing. It was the psychological torment that they caused, the fear that gnawed at the inhabitants' minds, the terror that kept them awake at night. It was the feeling of helplessness, the realization that they were not alone, and the dread of what might come next. The house, once a sanctuary, had turned into a playground for the unseen. The inhabitants, once masters of their domain, were now mere spectators in their own home, caught in the crossfire of a battle they couldn't see, against an enemy they couldn't understand. But the worst was yet to come. The unseen presence was just warming up, and the real horror was about to unfold. The inhabitants were about to come face to face with the spectral entity that had invaded their lives, turning their world upside down. One fateful night, the unseen entity made its terrifying presence known. The air turned frigid, and an eerie silence enveloped the mansion. The once vibrant and lively halls now echoed with a chilling stillness that seemed to seep into every nook and cranny. In the heart of this spectral silence, an ethereal figure began to take form. It was an apparition, a phantom that looked as if it was stitched together by threads of moonlight and shadows. It emanated an uncanny chill that could freeze the blood in your veins. Its eyes, two wells of endless darkness, held an intense gaze that could pierce through the bravest of hearts. The ghost was not just a specter, it was a manifestation of pure dread. Its presence was an icy whisper against the skin, a cold breath that sent shivers down the spine. As the spectral figure drifted through the mansion, the world seemed to hold its breath. The ticking of the antique clock in the hallway grew louder, each tick and tock resonating with the beating of a terrified heart. The ghostly figure moved with an uncanny grace, its form flickering like a candle in the wind. It was as though time itself had slowed down, every second stretching into an eternity. The ghost's haunting visage was a chilling sight to behold. It was a grim reminder of the mansion's dark past, a past that refused to stay buried. The encounter with the ghost was a moment frozen in time, a chilling spectacle that marked the mansion with an indelible spectral imprint. It was an encounter that would be remembered, recounted, and relived with a shiver of fear and a whisper of awe. The ghostly figure was the embodiment of the mansion's haunted history, a spectral sentinel that stood guard over its dark secrets. From then on, life in the mansion was never the same. The encounter with the ghost had forever changed the mansion's atmosphere. It was no longer just an old house, it was a dwelling of the supernatural, a place where the living and the dead coexisted in a chilling harmony. Haunted by the terrifying events, the inhabitants had no choice but to abandon the mansion. The once grand and lively abode had turned into a dwelling of despair and dread. Every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind, every flicker of the candlelight served as a chilling reminder of the unseen presence that had taken over their lives. The mansion, once a symbol of grandeur, was now a fortress of fear. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the relentless haunting showed no signs of abating. The inhabitants, wearied by the ceaseless terror, eventually made the heart-wrenching decision to leave their ancestral home. They packed their belongings and bid a sorrowful farewell to the mansion, a place that was once filled with laughter and love, now tainted by an unseen terror. But what is it about the supernatural that instills such fear in us? Is it the uncertainty of the unknown? The chilling thought that there might be forces at play beyond our understanding, or perhaps it's the unsettling realization that we, humans, despite all our advancements and achievements, are still vulnerable to things we cannot see or comprehend. The haunting of the mansion serves as a stark reminder of this very fact. It's a tale that sends shivers down our spine, not because it's a ghost story, but because it's a story of fear. A fear that is as old as humanity itself. The fear of the unknown. This tale also prompts us to reflect on the nature of fear itself. Is it merely a response to danger, or is it something more? Could it be that fear is a mirror reflecting our deepest insecurities and doubts? Perhaps in our fear of the supernatural, we're really just confronting our own mortality, our own insignificance in the grand scheme of things. Even today the mansion stands, a chilling reminder of the unseen horrors that lurk in the shadows. Our journey into the realm of the paranormal ends here, but the mysteries of the unknown remain. We've traversed through the ghostly inception, felt the unseen presence, braved the ghostly encounters, and faced the haunting conclusion. The story we've unfolded is not just another tale, but a chilling testament to the inexplicable mysteries that lurk in the shadows. This spectral narrative was not meant to merely frighten, but to share the chilling implications of the unseen world that exists parallel to ours. It's a reminder that sometimes fear stems not from the known, but the unknown. As we wrap up, let's not forget the eerie atmosphere of mystery and fear that this story has cloaked us in. Remember, the mysteries of the unknown are endless, and the thrill of the paranormal is everlasting. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And remember, subscribe for more spine-chilling stories from the realm of the unknown. Until next time, sleep tight and don't let the ghostly whispers keep you awake.